You ever wake up and realize your so-called dream house is about to become a battlefield? I'm talking tanks on the lawn, landmines under the petunias, every nosy neighbor armed with a cell phone and a rumor. Yeah, that was my life. I moved to Arizona to escape all that, bought myself a tired old ranch-style place just outside Phoenix Room to breathe quiet nights. No one telling me what color my mailbox should be. Only problem. The property line butted right up against a fancy HOA neighborhood. And brother, those folks treated my backyard like it was a public highway. No fence, just grass, so the first shortcut driver turned into 30 a day when Jefferson Drive went under construction. I'd sit out there sipping coffee, watching my dog Diesel almost get run over by soccer moms doing Mach 3 across my lawn. The real kicker, somebody in a silver SUV actually honked at him like he was in their way. That's when I realized, okay, time to get serious. So I put up some big red private property signs. Someone tore them down. Another car ran one over on purpose, caught it on my cheap mailbox camera like something out of America's funniest home videos. But nobody was laughing, least of all me. One dude in a suit even had the nerve to pull into my drive and demand I reopened the shortcut for community access. I told him to beat it. He laughed and said, "It's been open for years, that makes it public." Buddy, that ain't how property law works, but thanks for your input. And just when I thought things couldn't get weirder, folks started retaliating. Trash dumped at my gate, dog crap tossed on my porch, and a handwritten note on my door reading, "You don't belong here." Classic. Then came Karen. Yeah, you know the type? Tall, perfect hair, ironed blouse, clipboard welded to her arm. President of the Willow Creek HOA. She marched right up like she was scouting for the Better Homes and Gated Prisons magazine and said, "We need to talk about your recent actions, sir." I asked her who the hell she thought she was. Karen Delaney, HOA president, she said, all prim and proper, talking about historically shared access like I was supposed to swoon. I told her, "You mean the illegal shortcut people are using on my land?" She gave me the most patronizing smile you've ever seen and started talking about expectations. I laughed so hard I nearly dropped my coffee. Lady, this ain't Disneyland. I've got the deed, I've got the survey Google Earth from 2012, no easement, no nothing. She did not like that answer, let me tell you. She warned me. "You're going to regret this attitude, Mr. Eric," I told her. "Good luck with your petty revenge." Karen and went inside. 2 days later, someone keyed my truck. That was it. I called a fencing contractor, dropped a chunk of my savings on a black aluminum fence with a gate you'd need NASA clearance to get through. Nearly $120,000, but I was done being the town shortcut. Fence crews showed up and so did Karen, arms crossed, trying to tell me I was blocking emergency vehicles. I just looked at her. The fire department has my code. Karen, maybe go solve a crossword. She stormed off, probably to plot her next move. The next night, caught someone on camera, hoodie up, crowbar in hand, trying to bust my new gate. Cops barely cared, said it was probably teens, told me not to provoke people. You know what I mean? Like building a fence on my land is some kind of provocation. Not a week later, I get an unsigned letter in my mailbox. Community warning, hostile resident. Next day, I'm at the store, and folks are side-eyeing me like I'm Walter White. Laura, my wife, came home shaken after HOA moms cornered her at school pickup, accused her of hiding a criminal, even running a meth lab out of our garage. That was new. We barely drink wine. Whispers got louder. Our trash cans were knocked over. Diesel got out with a sign taped to his collar. "Keep him away from our kids." Next, Karen called an emergency HOA meeting about me, posted flyers everywhere. I showed up. The room went dead silent, 30 people glaring like I'd brought the plague. Karen got up, gave a speech about community harmony and my aggression. Folks started shouting, "You don't get to speak. My kid's scared to bike past your house." I tried to explain myself, but Karen cut me off. Talked about fear and police reports. I left before I exploded. The next morning, spray paint on my garage meth head, plus a grainy picture of me holding a wrench, captioned, "Would you want your kids near this man?" Laura broke down in the kitchen. I filed another report. Police promised more patrols never happened. I upgraded cameras, sent a certified letter to the HOA's attorney, told them to back off or face legal action. That's when things blew up. Served with a civil complaint, Karen, private citizen, but really queen of the mob, wanted the gate removed for public safety. Buried in the complaint, she accused me of assaulting her on my porch. Complete fiction. I had video. Didn't matter. 3 days later, the cops showed up with a warrant. Sunday morning, 3 cruisers, 4 officers, neighbors filming. Eric Halpern, you're under arrest. Felony assault, obstruction, controlled substance involvement. I protested, they didn't care, cuffed me hard enough to make my shoulders pop. Laura came running out in tears. Why are you arresting him? They shoved a packet in her hands, said I was a danger to the community, no bail. They didn't even let me call her. They didn't. Jail isn't scary. It's humiliating. 20 hours in holding food like warm cardboard. A cellmate who asked if I was there for drugs or kids. I said neither. He thought it was a joke. My arraignment was on Zoom. Judge read the charges like he was ordering a sandwich. No bail, 30 days. My public defender looked like he'd borrowed his suit from a scarecrow, barely raised an objection. I said I have proof, and the judge told me to shut up. Days crawled by. Laura couldn't visit witness status. I started losing track of time. One day my cellmate Diego said, "You pissed off the wrong people. Karen's got friends in the system, judge, cops, lawyer." Sounds crazy, but suddenly it all made sense. A guard told me, "Get a real lawyer." Next letter from Laura, she'd hired a private investigator, Dan ex-FBI, not the clipboard type. Within days, Dan found doctored maps in Karen's complaint, a fake emergency route, and Karen's lawyer was a disbarred ex-prosecutor. Karen was funneling HOA money to her cousin via a fake consulting firm, and Laura kept getting harassed, smashed windows threats, neighborhood Facebook posts calling us drug dealers. Dan tracked down a disgruntled ex-HOA security guard, Tobias, who'd overheard Karen brag about having the judge in her pocket. He even got hold of emails between Karen and a police lieutenant Monroe, "Thanks for taking care of the problem at 1883 Cedar View." That was us. Dan compiled everything: fake maps, emails, financial fraud, video, audio. Laura sent it all to the state attorney general. 2 days later, she got a call. "We're opening an investigation. Don't tell anyone." Suddenly, things shifted. The guard stopped glaring at me. Inmates started whispering. A guard told me I was on the news. A Channel 9 report blowing up the whole scandal, doctored documents. Financial fraud. Corrupt cops and judges, even interviews with the whistleblower. The internet lit up. Now I was a symbol, not a menace. Day 37. They let me out. No hearing, no apology, just, "You're not supposed to be here." Laura was waiting outside, hugged me so tight I thought I'd break. The house looked like a war zone gate, scorched mailbox, cracked, but in the lawn was a cardboard sign. "We're sorry, Eric." Some of us never believed her. That night, Dan brought over a folder of arrest warrants for Karen, her lawyer, the cop, and the judge. At sunrise, Karen got perp walked out of her McMansion in curlers and a bathrobe, screaming as cameras rolled. The judge was pulled off the bench. The lawyer arrested. Monroe turned himself in. The HOA's accounts frozen, board suspended. Protests broke out, people demanding freedom from HOA tyranny. Neighbors came by with apologies and pies. The AG invited us to testify. 6 hours with investigators, Dan quietly nodding in the back. The restitution hearing awarded us $750,000. That's nice, but it was never about the money. It was about finally hearing someone in power say, "We're sorry, we failed you. I bought the lot next door just to make sure nobody ever tries this again." Funny thing, after all that, the grass behind my house is the quietest it's ever been. No more shortcuts, no more threats. Just Diesel sunbathing and Laura finally breathing easy again. I'm not a hero, I'm just stubborn. They tried to bury me, but they forgot I wasn't dead. I was planted. So now I sit on my porch every morning, coffee in hand, Dog at my feet, gate locked, watching the sun rise over the land. I almost lost, still standing, still free. And if you're out there thinking about rolling over for bullies in a suit or letting a clipboard ruin your peace, let me ask you, where do you draw the line? Comment below, what would you have done? Ever fought back against an HOA, a neighbor, a system rigged against you? Let's hear your story. Don't let them silence you. Not today.